Salut, salut, salut et bienvenue. In this lesson, we will be talking about la conjugaison. La conjugaison, conjugation. So, we'll be talking about the conjugation of two important verbs or auxiliary verbs. They are être, and avoir. Avoir. These verbs are very, very important, and I will tell you why in a minute. First, we want to talk about what conjugation is. What do we mean when we say conjugate a verb? Now, a verb is usually in its normal form or the infinitive when it's preceded by the word to. In English, like to see, to run, to smile, to sleep. But in French, to determine whether the verb is in the infinitive, you look at the ending. Infinitive has three endings in French. We have re, ir, and er. Those are the three types of infinitive endings in French. So, when we change a verb according to its subject pronouns, tense, or mood, that's what we mean by conjugation. Changing the form of a verb according to a subject pronoun, a tense, or a mood. So, let's go. We're talking about la conjugaison des verbes avoir et être. Now, these are very important in French. Why? These two verbs help you conjugate other verbs, especially les temps composés. In French, we say les temps composés, compound tenses. And some of those compound tenses are le passé composé, le plus que parfait, le futur antérieur, et le passé antérieur. 4 different tenses, compound tenses. The others are simple tenses. So, once you know how to do this, it'll take you a long way into the future because you will be able to conjugate other verbs using être and avoir. Now, let's get to the task. Today, we will be conjugating in a tense called le présent de l'indicatif. Le présent de l'indicatif. This corresponds to the English present continuous or present simple. Okay, we're not teaching English today, so we'll focus more on French. Let's start with the subject pronouns. In French, we say les pronoms sujets. Les pronoms sujets. This is what we will use to conjugate our verbs. Subject pronouns or les pronoms sujets. We have j'ai, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, and elle. Let's have a go at conjugating être. Je suis. Tu es. Il l'est. Elle l'est. Nous sommes. Vous êtes. Ils sont. Elles sont. Now, you may have already noticed that I didn't pronounce the final consonants in all of these different forms. Je suis ends in an S. I could have said je suis. But in French, you don't pronounce, in most cases, you don't pronounce the final consonant. So, je suis, tu es, il est, elle est. Nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Now, let's go back to vous êtes. Now, in our previous lesson, we talked about la liaison. So when you have two words, one ending in a consonant, and the next one beginning with the vowel, you have to connect them. You have to connect the words so that they sound good. That's why we say vous êtes instead of vous êtes. Vous êtes is vous êtes. join the S from vous with the E of être, and then you have vous êtes, vous êtes. Now, let's look at the conjugation of avoir. Avoir. J'ai. J'ai. Now, j'ai is the contracted form of j'ai. You have to remove the vowel sound of the first word. So, j'ai has an E, which is a vowel. Remove the E and replace it with an apostrophe. That's why we have j'ai and not j'ai. Not two syllables, but one. Not j'ai, but j'ai. Just one syllable. J'ai. Next one is tu as. Now, tu has a different sound, so we don't need to do it. So we say j'ai, tu as, il a, elle a. Nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Now, we did a lot of liaison in this one as well. When I said elle a, there was liaison. Il a, there was liaison. Nous avons, liaison. Vous avez, liaison. Ils ont, liaison. Elles ont, liaison. Now, let's look at the difference between ils sont from the être verb and ils ont. Pay attention to the sound. One has an S sound, so être has an S sound, like ils sont. Ils sont. And when it comes to avoir, it has a Z sound. Ils ont. Ils ont. Now, let's take a few examples. Some sentences. First, let's have a look at être. Être. Je suis capable. Je suis capable. Tu es très beau. Tu es très beau. Il est chauffeur. Il est chauffeur. Nous sommes tristes. Nous sommes tristes. Vous êtes mon ami. Vous êtes mon ami. Ils sont devant la classe. Ils sont devant la classe. Let's have a look at a few examples or sentences with avoir. J'ai des amis. J'ai des amis. Tu as un livre. Tu as un livre. Elle a une voiture. Elle a une voiture. Nous avons deux chiens. Nous avons deux chiens. Vous avez beaucoup d'argent. Vous avez beaucoup d'argent. Ils ont de l'argent. Ils ont de l'argent. We have liaison to make it sound nice to the ears. So, ils ont, that's avoir. Ils sont, that's être. So, we talk about the conjugation of être and avoir. Now you know what we mean. Can you form your own sentences? That will be done on your own. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification button so that if I upload a new video, you will be notified. Thank you, merci, et à bientôt. Au revoir.